welcome back to Art Table Talks. In our last episode, we discussed understanding your artistic style. So today we would like to take this topic a step further by talking about refining and evolving your style. Uh, Leah, was there a defining moment when you felt you had truly found your artistic style, or is it ever changing?
It's definitely ever changing, and that's the part I like the most. I mean, hmm, I don't think I know the defining moment. We talked last time about what makes it ours, and for me, it's definitely what I've studied. But yeah, no, I think that's it. I thought I'd lost it, and then I realized I don't really have to give it up. I just have to learn to go with it changing, and that's probably defining it. Ever changing because I'm discovering I love to learn new stuff, and everything I discover that awakes my interest and seems to fit to the journey, the creative journey I'm currently on, I try to take in and let myself be inspired. So, evolving, ever changing. How about you, Kate?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm definitely still just. I think I'm always just trying to figure it out.
Yep.
Like I said before, I don't think I really have a style, but I'm. I was even thinking like during the next, the holidays coming up, and I'm gonna just maybe try to do something totally different. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll just like play around, I guess.
Do you have a plan, or do you just
No.
discover something new and go with it?
Yeah, I think I'll do something like that. Or at least maybe like the things that I've found on Pinterest or something, and their styles are just completely different from what I'm doing. And I'm like, ooh, that looks so cool. And maybe I can try to mimic it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. See what happens. What about you, Eve?
Oh my. No, there's no defining moment at all for me. And yeah, I think the same as you, it's ever changing. There's just, and I think that's part of a natural creative process is your each artwork, you learn something new, you apply it to the next one, and then you also learn something new at the same time. So I just think it's one of those things. And, Katie, when you see something new and you're like, oh, I want to try that, and then that'll influence what you do. So I'm sort of like that too. I just, I don't know, I just keep trying new things. I couldn't keep doing the same thing over and over. So yeah, no
Mhm.
defining moment because it's just rolling each time,
That's the
Yeah.
changing.
fun part,
Yeah.
right? When we
Mhm.
stop learning, we stop growing.
Yep. There you
Yeah,
go.
exactly.
Yeah.
How do you balance refining your style while staying authentic to your creative vision? Kate?
Hmm. Again, it's like uh, balance refining my style while
With being
staying
authentic.
authentic to my creative vision. I think my creative vision is kind of all over the place. I'm definitely one of like, let's, throw whatever against the wall and see what sticks sort of aspect. So yeah, I don't. My creative vision is, yeah, it's probably evolving as well with my style or lack thereof, or oh man, that's a toughie.
That is a tough question, isn't it?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. What about you, Leia?
Hmm. I think for me, it has to do with what I associate my creative journey with. like doing what I decide to do, the way I decide to do it, when I want to do it. Basically,
Yeah.
just saying no when I feel like saying no. Um, I love learning new stuff, but I love learning about new stuff that really raises my interest. For example, I have at the moment, I really feel like painting, which is strange for me at least, because I always grab the fine liners when I want to express myself and draw something really detailed, and I feel like painting. So this means for me, basically, I'll try out painting and probably acrylics, because I'm still too scared to try oil painting. That might be a further step at some later point. So I guess that's what means authentic for me, while refining my style, learning, challenging myself with something new that I really feel like doing. How about you, Eve?
Oh, I guess I think I've actually struggled with this. Just before we started this episode, I was chatting to Katie about um, creative vision and what is that? And I think that's part of your artistic style and trying to stay authentic to it. And I think part of that whole thing is the subject matter. So I do a lot of the Saudi artwork and things like that. But then it looked like when you're always living in another country, you're always contemplating where are we going next. And so if we were leaving, that was going to have a massive impact on my audience. And because I'd invested so much time and basically all of my artwork was dedicated to that culture and country or region even. So then I was thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to branch out. And so I started doing all these other things. And I loved it. But it's sort of what's, I've been investing so much time into that. I guess it's style because it's the subject matter too, right? I know it's the way you present it, but so that sort of shook me a little bit. And then I think that might have led to me also, there are other factors, but picking up doing my children's book again and finish the writing on that and illustrating it. So I guess it's going to help refine my artistic style because I'm doing subject matter I've never done before. But
Well,
yeah, that's a tough one. Because I am quite niched down in my subject matter. Maybe that's my artistic style as well. I don't really know. Um, yeah, so I'm sort of, I don't know, it's a hard question to answer, but I'm trying to navigate that because you're always thinking you could be moving or you're not moving. And then that's going to completely open up the subject matter, which I think will then change my style. So I'm not finding a balance with that. Yeah. So I don't know. That's
I
a
don't
tough
think
one.
I don't think that's a based fear. You have so many different beautiful collections. You have the Marrakesh bowls.
Yeah.
What were they called? And the French doors. I think your style is just discovering the really beautiful details wherever you are. So that's not something you're gonna lose if you guys move. You're just gonna find it somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess. And maybe hopefully that's part of the audience will come along, your buyers and things that they would come along with you on
Mm.
that. I think you always worry about making a big change in the type of artwork that you're presenting. So yeah, I guess you'll lose people along the way and gain new people too, when your
yeah.
artistic style or what you're presenting changes. Yeah,
Well,
because you
that,
evolve.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no defining anything. No, it's just sort of a a big mosh pit of creativity.
Right.
And like Katie says, whatever it is, it's going to stick. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's sort of
I'm like, here you go.
Whatever spark.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So yeah. And do you ever truly find it though? I don't know that you do, because it
Yeah, I
is
don't,
always just moving.
But that's the
Yeah.
yeah.
fun part,
And I
right?
think yeah, that's what I think. It's fun. I don't, yeah, I wouldn't want to be stuck in one thing and then it's like, that'd be boring.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Are there ways you actively challenge yourself to step outside of your stylistic comfort zone? Eve, I think you've kind of talked about this some before.
Yeah. Well, I think too, because I am doing that kids book, that is pushed me way out of my comfort zone. And I didn't actually think it would. It wasn't the writing, it was the illustrating. And I actually thought the writing would be the hardest part. And it's the illustrating, completely different design thinking, um, a lot of roadblocks on the way, having to draw stuff that I haven't drawn before.
Oh,
Yeah, so that has definitely um, challenged challenged everything that I thought I could do. I thought I'd be able to do it like that, and I actually couldn't. Yeah. And another time I decided I would learn how to create. I'd only ever done realistic portraits, and I thought, oh, I'm going to do stylized portraits. And how am I going to do that? And then that turned into creating this big collection, and then it became popular, and then it gained a lot of momentum, and that's still my exhibition that is still ongoing. I think it's been like 2 years now,
wow.
just because I decided to get out of my comfort zone and do the pop art collection. So yeah, um, I guess that's it. Have you done the same, something similar where you I don't know, take that course that you bought or just
Just
try something
mean.
new, you know? Oh, we all do that. But, I don't know, push yourself to find something new, Leah.
Definitely. I one of the projects I can think of is my Threads of Heritage project, where I approached the museum to create the artistic vision I had with that illustrations collection, where I needed their support and knowledge and access to their collection. So it definitely was challenging for me. I knew I wanted to do something. I wasn't really sure at first how. I had an idea, but I had to adapt along the way, and it turned into something a little bit different at the end, which I absolutely loved. And I wouldn't have achieved if I wouldn't have challenged myself in the first place to approach the museum and put this thing together and actually bring the exhibition to life. So, yeah, I
And
do.
that was all brand new pieces, wasn't it? That was
Mhm.
everything from
Yes,
scratch.
it was
Yeah, that's huge.
everything from scratch. Although I have to say, because we talked in another episode about Elizabeth Gilbert's big magic and the projects that the creative ideas that look for mediums to arrive in the physical world. I felt like this project was an idea like that just wouldn't let go of me, because I had the idea for a couple of years, and it started based on something I share with my mother, who is embroidering traditional motifs. And it started by her asking me to draw something for her. And then I thought, wouldn't it be nice to focus on stuff like that for a while, because it fits so well to my style with my fine liner drawings and hatch drawings I'm doing. It kind of took time to take shape, And I
Mm.
definitely had to challenge myself in order to find the solution, how to bring it to life. Yep. Yep. Did I answer your question? I'm sorry, got lost on the way.
Yes. No. Yeah.
Kate, do you actively
No,
challenge
because I
yourself?
think, sorry.
Um, actively challenge myself. Well, like I said earlier, um, I want to pick out some random um art that I've seen and maybe try to mimic it in a completely different style than what I'm doing right now. So that'll be fun. That will be something to look forward to.
I can't wait to see it.
Same here.
Yeah.
I'll just send it to y'all. I won't post it, but
Looking
uh,
forward to it. I'm curious about what you'll do this time.
I don't know about actively challenging myself, but I guess that's just a random challenge.
And isn't staying curious kind of the same thing? Because we're
Yeah.
staying curious, we're actively challenging ourselves to learn something new.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
See, we
I
figured that
mean,
one out.
the whole YouTube thing is definitely a challenge. So,
Mm. Yeah. Our next question is, what role does experimentation play in keeping your work fresh and dynamic? Leah.
Well, I have to admit, I'm not that adventurous. I mean, I do love to challenge myself, but I do take my time with trying out stuff. So if I'm learning something new, I need a while until I feel comfortable. You know, the Bruce Lee used to say you need to learn the rules before you break the rules. I kind of feel like that when it comes to my art. If I'm focusing on
mm,
something, I try not to skip it too soon. So
Mm.
experimentation, yes, but usually around what I'm currently learning. Experimentation by learning how to work with it, what kind of material, what does it do, how can I break the rules.
Mm.
So
yeah, I
I'm
like that.
experimenting in controlled experimenting. Does
Yeah,
it work?
yeah,
That's controlled experimenting. And then I
yeah.
move on to something
Mm.
something new, so that I try to build a strong foundation to my practice before I move on. So I guess, yeah, based on that, I do like to experiment until I know what I'm working with. Results are
Yeah, I
different.
think if you experiment, but you're going to get the ones that didn't work as well in
Yep.
order to get to the ones that do work in that
Yeah,
experimentation. Yeah.
that's true. Yeah.
I would be
Yeah.
lying if I would say that my studio is filled only with finished artworks and exactly as I had planned them to turn out. No, it's not true. How do you
Um,
define experimentation, Kate? How do you play?
Mm, hmm. Mine is probably more with like, since I do patterns mostly, yeah, mainly. Um, and I'll try to plan around like holidays, especially and like experimenting with, you know, I did one the other day with for Christmas, candy canes and bows, and then I changed the colors, of course, and added some colors, and then added like little, like baubles in between, and things like that. Um, so yeah, that's fun. That kind of experimenting, getting to play around with different ideas, and that's why I like holidays. Christmas and Halloween are fun to get to play around with.
I
What
like
about you,
that.
Eve?
oh, I suppose it does. Like recently, I started to experiment. I realized that I didn't want to do digital. I wanted to go back to doing some painting again. Um, but it needed to be structured and something that I could put away. So I thought I would explore the art of illumination. And so I had these watercolors that have been sitting there for a long time. And it was quite fun because I actually had to have the sunshine on my desk in order to see the pigments. They were called shapeshifters, I think, or color shifters. Sorry, not shapeshifters. That's some weird thing. And so you would put it on the page, but unless the sunlight was on it, it was almost invisible. So you didn't know if you were painting in the lines very well or if the line was straight.
Mm.
And they were really clear geometric forms. Anyway, so I just experimented with that, and it was so relaxing to do it. But it was just really fun, the story that I could also create behind that. So I feel like that kept it fresh because I was painting again and showing paintings, and I was selling them too. They were just little ones that were like bite-sized bits of creativity that I could do without feeling overwhelmed. So yeah, I don't know, I enjoyed doing that. So I think experimentation comes in my process in order to keep the creativity flowing. I think that's probably where the experimentation fits into to that. And then I think if you're enjoying it, then it's going to feel fresh or it's going to feel dynamic or whatever. And like Leia and I, we experimented with Artivive.
Yep.
That was a fun experimentation,
Yeah,
and it
that
just
was so
added such
cool.
depth, and you can tell so much more of a story
Mm-hmm.
to the artwork. I think that was probably one of my favorite experimentations, and that was definitely fresh and definitely dynamic. That was
I love
really,
it.
really a lot of fun. Mm-hmm.
I'm still playing with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am planning on getting back into it again because I see your artwork being posted. I'm like, oh, I have to make another collection just for the augmented reality because it really adds some magic to
Mhm.
artwork, incorporating science with art. And yeah, it's very cool.
You plan different when you think when you know you're going to do something like that at the end, add something. The
Yes.
project. I mean, yeah, I love that too.
Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of answered our next question. But what advice would you give to artists still searching for their own unique style, Kate?
Hmm. Yeah, I think you just play. Just pick up whatever you feel like and play around, and yeah, that's how you end up figuring out like what your style is. It's still there's so many people that say that you need to have a style, but then there's so many others that say no, it's better to have like a diverse portfolio so that, agents and businesses will hire you. So yeah, I'm kind of like, well, mm, let's just play around, see what
You
happens.
do hear that. I'm so glad you said that because you do hear of niche down, do only this. And
Hmm.
then I do hear, but not as much, I have to say, here of just do what you like and you don't have to have a style. I'm on that you don't have to have a style camp, but
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, because I've heard several or like a couple other artists say like they have very different styles,
Mm-hmm.
and but that's all in their portfolio, and that's what the agents were like, oh, this is great, you can do this for us,
Yeah,
sort of thing. And so
yeah.
yeah,
And they
I think
might think of you for different,
yeah, yeah.
instead of just one specific thing.
Hmm.
It's quite right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like Kat. She has her digital style, but then she also has her watercolor style. And then she also has that other style that she does sometimes too. So it's like,
Mm,
yeah, let's
yeah.
just
Yeah.
play around.
Well, I'm
Well,
so
I think
glad.
it shows your versatility, doesn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a good
Mm.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you brought that up because for me it was one of the reasons I was just a little tense about having these episodes and talking about our style, because you hear from so many different persons and directions. Yeah, you should focus on finding your artistic style and finding your artistic voice. For me, is creating just, I'm coming back to it, but it's joy, it's fun. When I have to focus on finding something, no, I just want to have fun and I want to be curious. And I think I would have loved to hear this more often, sooner in my creative journey. Don't focus so much on finding your creative style, because your style is there. You just need to have fun and it will show up.
Mhm. Yeah. I feel like that was
Yeah.
another like silly gimmick that we were sold.
Might be, yeah, probably.
Actually, we were sold a lot of sailing gimmicks.
Yeah.
I don't want to
We were
hear
part of
anything
that
about
whole-
courses anymore.
No.
I think I have a course on finding my style.
See, I
somewhere.
don't have one like that.
Yep,
At least
I'm pretty
that
sure
one I
I've
do
done
not
one of
have.
those.
I can send it to you, no problem.
No, thank you. I'm fine now.
But do you think too, I think when you're in that daily practice or a regular practice, it doesn't have to be daily, of creating, that you find a style kind of develops. And I think too, the subject matter that you use or that you work on might have a different style to something else that you work on. So like with this book that I'm doing, I'm trying to find the style for that book and the series that will go on, because the audience is going to be different to the people that I normally create for. So I think too, that's something that your style that when you are working on the subject matter, so the more subject matter that you do, so say you want to do mushrooms and you've never drawn mushrooms before, you're not going to know what that's going to look like. So I don't know. I think if you keep drawing, you know, that helps you find your style.
Yeah, for sure. Just
I
having
agree.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. And that Google photo treasure trove of all the photos that you've taken. Because I think if you have that, then you've got the like patterns emerge of things that you're drawn to. And then once you start drawing those things, a style emerges and a sort of a certain look emerges.
Needless to say, I have a lot of pictures of flowers, right? And horses.
Yeah. Yep. And probably birds, I guess, because you've got,
Yes.
well, your
Although,
hummingbirds, yeah. And butterflies.
Butterflies.
Yeah.
We were chasing butterflies in France too. But hummingbirds we don't have here, unfortunately. Those I have to rely on pictures and other sources of inspiration. But yeah, books.
Yeah.
A lot of books.
There are hummingbirds there?
Not really here either.
Not where I live.
Oh, wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Never thought about it
Bring us
before.
some.
Just hold it in my hand and be like, okay.
No. Books. Books.
Yeah.
I got some lovely recommendations from Eve Skeets on insects and birds. Yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. Well, thanks for being here with us today. We love learning new things about each other and hope this helps you too on your own creative journey. See you next time.
Bye.
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 That wraps up this episode of Our Table Talks. Thanks for joining us on today's topic.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share it with a fellow artist or art enthusiast.
We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, and if you'd like to leave us a message, you can find all our links in the show notes. We'll see you next time.